sun-drenched land of Cappadocia, the film of history unfurls. It begins in 55 AD, where an old man, Saint Maias, stands defiantly before a jeering crowd. They parade him, hurling stones until he becomes helpless. But fate intervenes. A stranger, eyes haunted, lifts a larger stone and strikes Saint Maias, silencing him forever. Centuries pass, and Europe bows to Christianity's dominion. The Crusades rage, and Jerusalem beckons like a distant flame. Amidst this turmoil, the Normans, loyal to King John of England, wage war in Ireland. Deep within its remote interior lies a holiest relic, the heart of faith, guarded by a humble monastery. Meet Diarmuid, a young monk aflame with curiosity. His life takes an unexpected turn when a mute man washes ashore, an enigma wrapped in silence. The monks name him the Mute, and he becomes Diarmuid's silent companion, their bond forged by unspoken understanding. Frere Giraldus, a French Cistercian monk, arrives with a sacred mission. An envoy of Pope Innocent III, he seeks to transport the relic to Rome. Legends whisper that this golden chest holds unimaginable power, a conduit for God's wrath, ensuring victory in the Crusades. And so, Diarmuid, the Mute, and 4 other monks embark. Their path winds through ancient forests, across treacherous rivers, and beneath star-studded skies. The relic pulses with hidden energy, and destiny hangs heavy. In Rome, they stand before the Pope, who blesses their mission. The Mute's eyes hold ancient wisdom, and Diarmuid senses more beneath the silence. As the relic graces the Grand Basilica, a hush falls, a moment when heaven and earth converge. Remember this: faith, mystery, and sacrifice intertwine like ivy on a monastery wall. The silent guardian's tale echoes through time, urging us to seek the divine, even in silence, and to carry our burdens with unwavering purpose. Frere Giraldus, the French Cistercian monk, stood before the abbot, his eyes carrying the weight of centuries. His mission, revealed in hushed tones, bore the seal of Pope Innocent III, an envoy entrusted with transporting the holy relic from the monastery to Rome. The relic, whispered to hold the very power of God, could unleash wrath upon unbelievers and ensure victory in the impending Crusades. The abbot's nod was solemn. Destiny unfurled its ancient map. Diarmuid, the Mute, and their fellow monks, Kieran, Cathal, and Rua, gathered swiftly. The golden chest, containing the heart of faith, lay ready. They loaded it onto a weathered cart, its wheels creaking as if echoing the weight of eternity. Their journey began, a sacred pilgrimage across rugged landscapes, where shadows danced with secrets. The Mute, silent as ever, seemed to carry not just the relic, but the pulse of ages. Frere Giraldus led, his steps unwavering, guided by devotion and the promise of divine intervention. As they ventured toward Rome, legends whispered in the wind, the relic's wrath, the trembling earth, and the clash of empires. Diarmuid wondered about the Mute man, the guardian who spoke through silence. Was he a vessel of ancient wisdom or a mystery waiting to unravel? And so, dear listener, join them on this path of faith and peril. The hills rise, the rivers flow, and the basilica awaits, their journey etched in the annals of time. For the relic, like hope, knows no bounds, and the silent guardian's vigil continues. Across grasslands that stretched like forgotten dreams, the monks pushed the horse-drawn cart, the golden chest cradling the holy relic. The sky, once serene, darkened with ominous clouds. Was it mere weather, or did the heavens themselves weigh upon them? Aeroid, sinewy, and resolute, strained against the immovable cart. The Mute, eyes unreadable, lent his silent strength. Lightning slashed the horizon, a celestial whip striking the golden chest. Sparks erupted, igniting panic among the monks. They fought the flames, their breaths prayers against the inferno. Kieran, brave yet curious, reached for the chest. His hand recoiled, the metal searing hot, branding his skin. Rain followed, a cleansing deluge, forcing them onward. The relic, it seemed, bore not only weight but ancient secrets, the pulse of God's wrath. As night draped its velvet cloak, Frere Giraldus called for rest. A campfire flickered, casting shadows on their faces. Around its warmth, they shared tales, the kind whispered in hallowed halls. Vikings, Frere Giraldus began, drawn by the relic's power, descended upon our monastery. Under moon's veil, they slaughtered sleeping monks, their blades hungry for sacred flesh. But then, his voice dropped, eyes alight with wonder. An angel appeared, a celestial guardian, cradled the relic, wings aglow. The Vikings fled, their greed quenched by divine fire. And so, dear listener, the journey continued, a dance of elements, faith, and the unyielding relic. As rain tapped the earth and the mute's gaze held eternity, they pressed forward. For every step carried them closer to Rome, where destiny awaited, a tapestry woven with lightning and whispers of angels. In the shadow of tempests, the Viking ships danced upon raging seas. A great storm, summoned by unseen hands, swallowed them whole, wooden hulls splintering, sails torn asunder. When the tempest subsided, the monks emerged from their shelter, eyes wide with awe. 3 Viking corpses lay on the shore, their bodies scorched as if kissed by divine fire. The relic, the heart of faith, had seared their impure souls. Only the pure of heart could touch it, they whispered. Kieran, staring at the burn on his hand, questioned his own worthiness. Was his heart untainted enough? As dawn painted the sky, the Aeroid witnessed something extraordinary. The mute, usually silent as stone, moved with purpose. His back bore a large cross tattoo, scars etched like ancient runes. What secrets did he carry? The sun climbed higher, casting light on mysteries yet unraveled. Frere Giraldus, undeterred, led the monks onward. Their sacred journey continued. A tapestry woven with storms, scars, and whispers. They crossed a small river, its waters shimmering. But the monks hesitated, fearing fairy creatures that emerged at night. Superstition clung to the river's edge, like moss on ancient stones. Giraldus scoffed, dismissing tales of spells and danger. He stepped into the water, his faith unyielding. With a prayer, he purified the river, then drank, a thirst quenched by belief. The monks watched, torn between awe and doubt. Was this man a fool or a prophet? And so, they resumed their long march, a contingent of Roman allied soldiers now their escort. Among them, Raymond de Merville, a king's son, eyes sharp as falcon's talons. Destiny beckoned, a father awaited, and the relic's pulse quickened. In the shadow of ancient trees, the group pressed onward, their journey a tapestry woven with secrets and echoes. King Baron de Merville, his eyes etched with purpose, led them toward the heart of destiny, the king's camp. But fate had other plans, etching its mark upon their path. There, impaled on a gnarled tree, lay the carcass of a fox, a silent witness to forgotten battles. Its eyes held secrets, and its fur whispered of ancient prayers. For this was no ordinary tribe, the Yue Mora, a people who once knelt before God but turned to worship other objects when victory eluded them. Their faith fractured, their prayers unanswered, they sought solace elsewhere. Across the river, fish thieves darted like shadows. Raymond's men, arrows notched, unleashed justice. The thief captured, they severed his hand, a brutal testament to their kingdom's law. But amidst the fray, recognition dawned. The mute, a phantom from the Crusades, stood among them. His eyes held memories, and his silence spoke of battles long past. Onward they marched, through forests thick with whispers. And there, in the heart of the camp, they met Baron, a man of loyalty and unwavering devotion. His eyes, like ancient scrolls, hungered for truth. Curiosity danced upon his lips as he faced Frere Giraldus, the keeper of secrets. Open the golden chest, Baron urged. Let me glimpse the relic, the heart of our sacred journey. And so the chest yielded, a hinge creaking like the gates of eternity. But what lay within defied expectation. Not jewels or holy relics, but a stone, a simple, weathered stone. Its edges bore the memory of blood, its weight the echo of 1,000 years. This stone, once wielded by a man named Mies, had shaped destinies, toppled empires, and whispered of power beyond measure. And so, dear listener, remember this. Sometimes the greatest relics are not adorned with gold or encrusted with gems. Sometimes they are stones, silent witnesses to the ebb and flow of time, guardians of forgotten tales. For within that unassuming rock lay the pulse of history, a story etched in blood and boundless faith. The next day dawned, and Frere Giraldus and his band pressed onward, their footsteps etching a path through the wilderness. Raymond's soldiers flanked them, vigilant guardians of their sacred mission. But destiny, like a hidden current, had other designs. At the riverbank, they faced ruin. The bridge, once sturdy, now lay in charred ruins. The Yue Mora tribe, silent as shadows, had struck. Raymond's resolve hardened. He dispatched scouts to hunt down the bridge burners. Meanwhile, Giraldus led the remaining escort into the heart of the forest, a territory claimed by the Yue Mora. And there, amidst ancient trees, chaos erupted. Arrows sang through the air, and enemy swords danced. Raymond's guards fell, one by one, like leaves in a storm. But then, from the shadows, emerged the mute, a phantom of wrath. His eyes held memories of battles long past, and his grip tightened around a sword. The Yue Mora members fell, their cries swallowed by the forest. But the mute lost himself, a tempest of rage. Iron met flesh, and one of the tribe lay broken, shield-driven. The surviving Yue Mora retreated, their fear a bitter wind. Yet betrayal lingered. A lone tribe member, cunning and desperate, stole the cart, the golden chest cradling the holy relic. Kirin, unconscious, lay upon the horse-drawn cart. The Aeroid, fueled by determination, chased the thief. But the mute, still aflame with fury, attacked all in his path, a storm of vengeance. The Armitage, brave and steadfast, reached out. He whispered to the mute, unraveling rage's grip. Slowly, sanity returned, the tempest subsiding. In the aftermath, Geraldus, the Aeroid, the mute, and the surviving Cathal forged a pact. They would retrieve the relic, rescue Kirin, and face the Yue Mora tribe once more. And so, dear listener, the Silent Guardian's odyssey continued, a dance of blood and betrayal. For within the forest's heart, destiny wove its threads, a tapestry of courage, sacrifice, and the relic's pulse, echoing through time. In the heart of shadows, where moonlight weaves secrets, our tale unfolds, a tapestry of blood and betrayal. Frere Geraldus, eyes aflame with purpose, thrusts a sword into the mute's hands. Track the stolen cart, he commands. The relic, the heart of faith, hangs in the balance. Through moon-dappled forests, they follow the cart's trail, a silent pursuit. The mute, eyes sharp as flint, spots a Yue Mora tribe member, a phantom in the night. Steel meets flesh, and the tribe member falls, a sacrifice to vengeance. Finally, they reach the Yue Mora settlement, an army of shadows. Hiding, they plot, a desperate plan to rescue Kirin, retrieve the relic. Night descends, and Armitage and the others move like whispers toward Kirin, bound and desperate. But Kirin's plea echoes, "Leave, I discarded the holy stone before capture." As footsteps approach, they hide, their breaths held. Unexpectedly, Raymond and his soldiers emerge, their alliance with the Yue Mora tribe revealed. Raymond craves the stone, the tribe the golden chest. But when the chest yields, it's empty, a cruel jest of fate. Raymond's rage ignites. He turns to Kirin, the monk who guards silence like armor. Torture unfolds, a blade twisting, intestines spilling. Kirin's life drains away, and the Aeroid and the others watch, horrified by the brutality. And so, dear listener, remember this. In shadows and silence, destinies collide. The Silent Guardian stands torn between faith and fury, betrayal and blood. The relic waits, a stone of power, a beacon in the night. Finally, they reach the Yue Mora settlement, an army of shadows. Hiding, they plot, a desperate plan to rescue Kirin, retrieve the relic. In the heart of shadows, where moonlight weaves secrets, our tale unfolds, a tapestry of blood and betrayal. Frere Geraldus clutched the holy stone, desperation etched into his features. The swamp loomed, an abyss of uncertainty. But then, a miracle. 2 boatmen materialized on the far side, their vessel a lifeline. Geraldus paid them, his faith in coin. The river carried them toward the sea, but fate played a cruel hand. The tide, like a slumbering giant, refused to rise. Nightfall was their beacon, a promise of escape. Yet Raymond's horsemen galloped along the beach, closing in. Desperation fueled their arms. The boat pushed into the waves. Panic surged. Geraldus turned to the mute, a phantom of wrath. "Protect the relic," he implored. "All sins forgiven if you prevail." The mute, eyes aflame, walked alone to the shore, destiny's sentinel. Meanwhile, the others strained, the boat, their fragile vessel. Arrows sang, and one of the ferrymen fell, a sacrifice to survival. But the mute, combat honed from Crusade's past, met Raymond's soldiers. Steel clashed, a dance of vengeance. The tide shifted, and the relic pulsed, a silent witness to their struggle. And so, dear listener, remember this. In the murky waters of fate, courage blooms. The Silent Guardian, forged in blood and fire, faces Raymond, sins and salvation entwined. The sea awaits, a threshold to redemption or ruin. Raymond, a battle-hardened warrior, stood at the precipice of destiny. His eyes locked onto the mute, a fearsome adversary who had never uttered a single word. The air crackled with tension as they circled each other, weapons poised. The mute's blows rained down upon Raymond like a tempest. Each strike threatened to shatter bone and spirit. But Raymond, fueled by determination, deflected blow after blow with his trusty mace. He knew this was his moment, the chance to end the mute's reign of terror. With lightning speed, Raymond lunged, his blade finding its mark. The mute's abdomen yielded to the sharp weapon, blood staining the ground. Yet, in a desperate twist of fate, the mute sank his teeth into Raymond's neck. Their life forces intertwined, and both warriors fell, locked in mortal combat. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the film's final scenes played out on a creaking boat. Cathal, struck by an arrow, gasped her last breath and slipped into the unforgiving sea. Giraldes, the wise sage, gazed upon the holy relic they carried, a stone said to hold divine power. His eyes darkened with resolve. Enough bloodshed, Giraldes declared. This relic has fueled violence for too long. It must be silenced forever. And so, with unwavering purpose, he cast the holy stone into the depths, where it vanished, taking with it the echoes of ancient battles. But fate is a fickle mistress. Giraldes, too, succumbed to the sea's embrace, sinking to the murky depths. The surviving Fairmen turned to Diarmuid, their leader, seeking guidance. Yet Diarmuid remained silent, haunted by the weight of their choices.